Hello out there. Quick video today. I just really wanted to ask the question, have you ever had a knife that just calls to you? You know, one that maybe you see online for the first time and you just are really drawn to it, or something that maybe a buddy has that you just can't stop thinking about wanting to get your hands on that knife, or even one that's in your collection and every time you come across it and take it out, it just calls to you. You know, it just has that appeal. Well, this is one of those knives for me. This is the Kershaw Thistle, number 3812. And it's interesting to me that this one specifically calls because it is one of the least expensive knives that I've ever owned. This can be had brand new in the $15 range. And it's a great little knife. And I know that this knife calls to me because it's done it a few times before. I remember a few months ago I was making my Kershaw collection video and I saved this one for last because I wanted to talk about it at length because it was just that impressive to me in that moment. And then yesterday I was taking a big picture of almost all the knives in my collection for a post I wanted to do on Instagram, and I put them all away, and we're talking probably 75 knives, something ridiculous like that. And this is the one out of all of those knives that I kept out. This is the one that I had to keep out and carry yesterday and put on camera today because I just am drawn to it. You know, this little $15 knife, and I'm not sure what it is about it because there are certainly better knives out there, but just have always been so impressed with this one. You know, so what is it that draws me to it? Well, the number one thing that I really love is the blade shape. And the overall shape of the knife might be familiar to some of you because it really looks a lot like a Launch 1. You know, now I'm not allowed to carry automatics where I live, so I don't own a Launch 1. But looking at this knife and specifically the blade shape and even the handle design until you get to the butt of the knife, you know, really looks a lot like that Launch. And that's definitely a good thing because the Launch 1 is a very attractive knife. And then you see we've got this stonewash and 8CR13 MOV and a lot of other stuff that's pretty standard for Kershaw. I mean, the stonewash is gorgeous, but, you know, just a lot of standard stuff for Kershaw. Nothing, you know, too far out of the ordinary apart from this button that disengages the liner lock. And if you're not familiar with this model, the reason for that is multiple. Right, this was marketed as, hey, a really good knife that you can disengage the locking mechanism if you're wearing gloves, but also it was sort of meant to be user-friendly for people who aren't that familiar with locking knives or are just getting into knives. You know, this is a knife that you can unlock and close without ever putting your fingers in the path of the edge of the blade. So that's a really nice appeal there. You know, so that would sort of be marketed to people who are more familiar with slip joints or maybe just getting into knives for the first time, you know, and especially at this price point, this would be a good introductory knife. But, you know, that's just a little bit of the detail of what this knife is all about. But what it does for me, I can't explain it, you know? And so that's what I wanted to ask you guys. Like, is there a knife or are there knives that maybe it doesn't make sense, but it just calls to you all the time? Like this one, anytime I get it out of the box, it's going to stay out of the box for a while, and I'm going to use it and carry it whether it's out of the house or use it around the house. It's just one that I really like to have. You know, and again, this is not the best knife in my collection, not by far. There are a number of opportunities, you know, things that could have been done to make this knife better. You know, some jimping and handle material for sure, but just overall, really impressed with it. And it's never going to leave my collection because at the price point, I can't really get anything back for it, and the way that I value it personally is a lot higher than what the financial worth is. So, yeah, just wanted to bring that to your attention, share that with you guys, and see what is your knife that does that for you. Also, if you are interested, this knife will be on camera a lot more in the near future because I'm going to be doing a top 5 style countdown video, and the format is a little bit up in the air still, but I'm going to be doing a few different top 5 videos and see what works out. And one of the main ones, one of the first ones, is going to be budget EDCs. So obviously we will be talking about this again because that is pretty much near the top of any great budget EDC list, is a nice knife that you can get for $15 brand new. So anyway, any other questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, as always, let me know in the feedback down below. And like I said, throw out your knife that is the most appealing to you, the one that calls to you. Let me know about that in the comments. That would be great. All right, guys, but I will talk with you soon. Thanks again for watching, and take care.